So I have been working on my list, which is preparation for camping, the meals. Okay, so I figured my first camping is going to be probably about 4 nights, and so I just need to figure out food for four nights and our daytime and so forth. So I'm just going to share what actually works for me, what we have done in the past, and what I'm going to replicate, what I'm going to do again. So a salad in a bag has worked for me. And I figure, like, each time I go camping, do I want to actually spend more time preparing meals? Because I actually do like cooking the meals, which is different because in our home life, Stanley does most of the meals because he enjoys it. So, do I want to spend time cooking meals, or do I just want something really simple? And I figure the more simple you can make it, the better. So, what I do is I will look for marinated meats, marinated chicken, chicken kebabs, even hamburger patties that have been made up, anything to make it really simple for myself. So I will do that. And then I plan my meals. I figure out, what I'm going to have for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Breakfasts are kind of easy. Oatmeal, we like the instant oatmeal. If you take cereal along, you got to take extra milk along. You got to be concerned about it keeping cool. So I figure there's like when you're packing, I have a dry box and a cooler box. And with the cooler, I put these placemats, the hard form placemats that you can buy. Place settings, I guess they call them. I'm not sure. But anyways, it's a hard cardboard thing. And so I layer my meals. If I know our fourth day is going to be on the bottom, then I have one of these placemat things and the next meal. And that's how I layer them out. That way you're not spending a lot of time in your cooler trying to minimize the amount of time the door is open because ice melts. And I always keep my ice in Ziploc bags. So I actually made a recipe or not a recipe, a schedule for our first 4 dinners. So I found that like at our store, we have no frills. You probably have like a low cost store like Costco or whatever. We can buy for $6. We can get two um, fist size pork, marinated pork, and we had them and they're really, really tender. So I would just pick up that and do salad in the bag first night. I want to make up chicken curry and rice and put them in portion sizes and freeze a lot of this stuff. Stanley makes a great chili. I'll show you that in a minute. He also makes a great stew, and he also does this great Italian meatloaf that's cooked in a crock pot, which is another thing. You could slice that up. So I actually haven't got my menu all completely sorted out yet, but I'm working on it. And another neat thing is I've been looking at this idea of meals in a foil packet. Now I've done that like for taking an apple and you core the apple and you put caramel in it and then you put it back together and then you wrap it in foil and you put it around the edge of your fire and it makes a great dessert. And you can do a similar thing with bananas. You slice the banana, keep it in its peel, slice the banana, and insert little chocolates in the center. Foil it up, put it around a campfire, and it cooks. And it's soft banana and chocolate. So that's kind of fun. Back to my meal. So in a foil packet, sliced potato and onion, and maybe some red bell pepper, and you foil it up, and then you can cook it. Now the thing is, I'm going to do that today, but I'm putting the foil packets into our crock pot, but it's similar to setting it on the edge of a fire. And with a lot of these, you have to have a fire that has been burning for a while so that you've got some coal. So Stanley would be really good for that sort of stuff because he just knows how to do it. And that's it. Oh, another thing is, using the butane stove with the pan, you can make flatbreads. And I'm going to show you an oatmeal flatbread recipe that I recently came across, and it's very tasty. We made some and we ate them all. So I didn't get them frozen. So these are just some ideas. I'm sure you've got your own, but the whole idea for camping to me is to streamline everything and have it as organized and streamlined as possible so that I'm not spending a lot of time on the preparation, the setup and take down, even the meals. I want to make that as simple as possible, and hence my list. So I'm going to cook my potato, onion, and red pepper in a foil packet in my crock pot. You put it on high for 4 to 5 hours, or if you're doing low, 7 to 8 hours. I'm going to make some more oatmeal flatbreads today. And that's about it for now. Just think about foil packed meals. I'd like to know, have you ever done a foil packed meal for camping that you cook, like, sitting on the edge of the fire, or even putting it on a grill on top to cook it? Let me know, because this would be a new thing for me, sort of. I can recall my mother doing stuff like that. Anyways, okay, so let me know what you think. And in the meantime, we are now going to cut over to when I was making the oatmeal flatbreads, and I'll include the recipe in the description. So now is the time to think about getting your meals planned and organized. And even if you get meals done, like the curry chicken and rice will be done, and then uh, meal size portions put in the freezer for when we want to do camping. I'm thinking the way our weather's going, the first camping might be in May, like we did last year. But in the meantime, I hope to do some picnics and some hiking picnics. Okay, cheers. I'm going to make an oatmeal flatbread. So these oats are going to go into, where's my finger? It's going to go into the water, warm water. And I'm going to add all the ingredients. I have them all laid out in order of putting them in and mixing. It's going to go on the cookie sheet, gets flattened out, and then into the oven. So Stanley's going to record my process. Yay. Make sure you get a good overview shot. Like, here's my warm water. Putting my half a cup of oats in half a cup of warm water. We'll give it a bit of a stir. It's like oatmeal. And in fact, it is. What am I saying? It's like oatmeal. It is oatmeal. So I'll let that stand for about 5 minutes. The next thing I want to do is add, let me see, my onion. And I've got my garlic already. I pressed it in there. You can't tell one from the other, but it's in there. So onion. And you can use anything you want. Half a red pepper diced up. I don't have that, so, and the storm is on, so I'm not going out to get it. But I'm going to add some vegetables. You can kind of add anything you want. These are actually frozen vegetables, so probably not the best, but I figure they'll cook up well. 2 eggs. Oh, let's put some shells in there. If you get a crunch later in your flatbread, you know what happened. That's 1 egg. I usually like to bring my eggs to room temperature. I don't know, I read that somewhere. They said it was a good idea. So, and then I have 50 grams of cheese. But before I do that, oh, there's my oven ready for me. Preheat your oven at 350. I'm using some Himalayan salt on this. I don't know, I never used salt most of my life, so I figure at 70 I can go ahead and start using it. I don't think it's going to hurt me. Pepper, ground pepper. And then some ground Italian herbs. So you could probably add any spice you want. I think we use cayenne a lot. We use garlic a lot. In this case, I'm using fresh garlic. So this is 50 grams of cheese that I grated up. It is a nice cheese, a Balderson. By the way, my hands were washed beforehand. Now I have cheese up my fingernails. Let's get that out. All right, and then I'm gonna, because I had this bacon cooked up and diced up, I'm just gonna throw it in too. I think you could probably, it's a flatbread, you could probably add anything you want. You just don't want to have a lot of watery ingredients because it's going to add to your, to the consistency. If you get it too watery, it's not going to go into a flatbread. So I'm just mixing all my egg in there. I mix everything by hand. I used to have a mixer. I gave it away. I have a little hand mixer, but I just find that mixing things by hand, I don't know. For me, it's the lazy way. I don't have to get the mixer out. I don't have to put the beaters in. I don't have to clean them up afterwards. So now, how's our oatmeal doing? Let's just see. It's thick. This would be like adding flour to a flatbread. I'm going to use my spatula. I like spatulas. Spatula. Is that an Italian word? My spatula. Okay, then you see here. Yeah, now we just mix it all in together. And let me tell you, I haven't done this before, but I think it'll work. We're going to find out. Let me get my spatula. This is the spatula. By the way, I really like Italian people. I don't have any Italians in my family, but I have great Italian friends. I was going to make a joke here. Is Trump sending home all the Italians now? Colombians, Mexicans, people from India, the Spanish, Latinos. It's sad. Anyways, okay. I can always edit out anything I want. So then you take spoonfuls of it and put it on. I use, what do they call it? Parchment paper. So it almost looks like an egg mixture. You can put it in any shape you want. But if you're making a flatbread look to it, I suppose you want it to be a little bit round. So you cook it at 350 for 15 minutes. And they freeze nice. So here's the thing. They're great for camping. When I go camping, I really don't want to spend a lot of time cooking. Okay, let me tell you, true confessions here. Stanley does most of the cooking in our house. He likes it. I don't like it so much. But once in a while, I get inspired to do something. And for some reason, I like cooking when we're camping. Maybe because it's fun. Now, how am I going to do this? I sort of didn't measure this out really well, but I'll make these ones bigger. I have some big ones and some small ones. And I think when they're done, you can easily roll it up because it's flatbread. You could roll up some meat in there if you want. Alrighty. Okay, into the oven it'll go. We'll see how it is. We'll see you at the end, okay? At the end. Oh, here comes the heat. Ah, righto. Oh.
You see the face? You have to back up.
I thought I backed up enough, but apparently not. Let's clear it off. Let's stop the timer. Yeah, that's pretty good. My paper is that it's easy to move it over to cool things off. I shouldn't have moved that one. All right, there you go. What do you think, Stanley? The proof is in the eating.
Yeah.
You want to try one?
No, I don't.
Do you try a corner?
I'll have a corner, yeah. So I just break it off or cut it?
There you go.
It's going to be pretty hot.
Yeah, but you like hot things.
Yes. A strong taste in it. I want you to try it.
Okay. What's the strong taste?
Don't know.
Did you know that onions were high in vitamin B
Make the onion.
and antioxidants?
What do you think
Mm.
what is? What is that?
Yeah, it's the onion.
Onion?
I love that. So not a lot of strong cheese flavor, but maybe when they cool down, they'll taste different as well.
So what we'll do, we'll leave them until the guests arrive. And
If you're watching this, you can come.
sure, we're only in Canada. We're not far from you. Where do you live? America? Well,
And the UK.
it's 3,000 miles across America, 3,000 miles across Canada. So which would you choose? We're in a snowstorm right now, and it's the second one in 2 days. And it's cold and it's windy. The wind is blowing, gusting actually 50 kilometers an hour outside the door. Anyway, we're in our cozy little nest, cooking and baking for a chili later. After we have some of these appetizers, then we'll have some chili, which is made months ago and frozen. It'll be good though.
And I'm going to make some more of these for camping. I'm going to freeze them because they freeze well.
Whatever you like now. All right, so that was an adventure.
Yep. Say goodbye now.
See ya.
Well, like Sandy said, that was an adventure and a fun one too. I'm so curious if you have made foil packaged meals and used them for camping. Let me know what you've used. Like, do you use chicken? Do you use potatoes, onions, ground beef, or even if it's a dessert? Let me know because I'm curious. Thanks. Thanks for sharing this time.